Welcome to sheWIND,
the show where I pick the movie,
and I tell you what happens.
Kinda. Today, we're going to be watching the movie Monster Squad. So, have you ever seen the movie The Goonies?
Yes.
Have you seen Dracula?
No.
Okay. Do you know who Dracula is?
Yes.
Okay. Think of this as The Goonies with Dracula.
Okay.
So, does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay.
I just want to say, who gets sent to the principal's office for drawing pictures? That's so mean. They stepped on the fat kid's candy bar. Reunited and it feels so good. Who knew a movie about a group of monsters could be so boring? That was such a 13-year-old boy joke. Don't hit the mummy! Now he looks like a woman in labor.
So, we just finished watching Monster Squad. First impressions.
I don't know. It just wasn't much action as I thought there was going to be.
Were you expected to be like a Marvel superhero movie?
Yeah, it's called Monster Squad. It's got to be bold and badass and kick, punch. It's all in the mind.
Wow, Parappa the Rapper. That is a reference I don't think anyone will remember.
I think everybody remembers Parappa the Rapper.
Okay, so what happens?
Well, it started off, 100 years ago, and then it had Dracula and this pink amulet and this disco neon night scene thing. I don't really understand it.
Okay.
So then skips to modern day, and there's two boys, Bobby and Steve, in the office at school. And they're in the office because they got in trouble for drawing monsters in science class. So then they were walking in the hallway, and they ran into their science teacher, who they said had an unusual shaped head and looked like a cat. But, she was just ugly. She looked fine, just ugly.
She was ugly?
Yeah, she was ugly. She's just those people that would look better if they had a bag over their head? Kind of like that.
That's so not nice.
Just honest. I don't think she looked like she had a cat head. She just was just an ugly person in general.
You were really focused on the ugly teacher.
Yeah, she was pretty ugly. Anyway. So then we go to the outside, and the fat kid is being picked on by the boy from the Wonder Years and somebody else.
Okay, do you remember what the fat kid's name was?
Horus.
Horus. Okay, so Horus the fat kid is being picked on.
Yes, and he gets his candy bar stepped on.
Oh, that's sad.
So then Rudy, who is slick and looks like the guy from Happy Days, comes up on his bike smoking a cigarette and makes the bully eat the stepped on candy bar.
Oh man.
In front of all of his friends, who then laugh at him. So then it cuts to this airplane scene, and the pilot and the co-pilot are talking about how they have this terrible job because they have to transport dead bodies, and then they hear a noise from the back of the plane, so the pilot goes to check on it, and then they find Dracula. And Dracula hits him, and the pilot falls down, then he turns into a bat, and then he drops himself and Frankenstein, who's in a box, through a hole in the bottom of the airplane, and they fall into the water, where we also meet Fishman. The next thing that happens is Bobby and Steve are walking home, and they walk past a scary house, And it looks like that house from like the Monster House movie, but it's like not alive.
Oh.
And then it cuts to like the boys in the treehouse, and they have like the boys only club, and Bobby's little sister Phoebe's not allowed to join the club. That's like the start of the Monster Squad.
The Monster Squad. Is that what the boys are called?
Yes, they're a group of boys because they like to hunt monsters.
They hunt monsters.
Yes. So it's like Bobby, and then there's Steve, and they have another friend who's like a real dorky kid. I think his name's like Eugene.
Okay.
And then they asked Rudy if he could join the Monster Squad. So you had to pass the monster test. And the monster test was like a series of questions like, do you know the right way to kill a werewolf? Do you know what Dracula is afraid of? So then Bobby's mom, calls Bobby and Phoebe down for dinner. That's when the mom gives Bobby this Van Helsing's journal, which she found at like a yard sale or something.
Okay.
And it's like written in German, so they can't even read it. So, I mean, kind of useless, really.
Not the best gift.
So then the dad, who's a police officer, but like the fancy police officer type, where they get to wear like nice clothes instead of a uniform, he gets a call saying that he has to go to the police station because this guy who is a werewolf, and he's saying, shoot me, just shoot me, I'm a werewolf. And so they actually like shoot him.
Oh my goodness.
So he leaves, and then the mom's all mad because they were supposed to have date night, and she's like, but who do you care about more? And being all dramatic, which really gives women a bad name.
Absolutely.
Just saying. So then we cut to like the museum scene, and at the museum they discover that the mummy's missing.
Okay.
And so they're trying to figure out what happened to the mummy. I mean, it's pretty obvious that the mummy did get up and walk away, because that's kind of like the point of the movie, that the monsters come alive. So, you know.
So then what happens?
At the swamp, we see all the monsters come together for like a monster reunion. And then in the box...
Oh, what's in the box?
They open it up, and Frankenstein's in there, but he's not awake yet. So Dracula hooks up these plugs to him, like the ones that you get at the hospital when you're having an EKG done.
Okay.
And he holds up this big rod, and lightning comes down, and it makes him come to life. So now Frankenstein thinks that Dracula is his new master.
Oh.
And Dracula commands Frankenstein to go get the book from the children and then to kill them.
Why does Dracula and Frankenstein want Van Helsing's book?
Because Van Helsing and Dracula know each other, you know, like on the DL.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, next, the children go back to the scary house, where they meet with the old man, and they find out that he speaks German.
Perfect.
And he knows a lot about monsters, but the movie doesn't really explain how.
Well, I mean, the tattoo on his arm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what that meant?
No.
Okay, perfect.
So they ask him to read the book and translate it, Van Helsing's journal. And he tells them that tomorrow it is the 100th day. And on the 100th day, you can open up a portal and send all the monsters back into the dark abyss.
Oh, how convenient.
So the boys need 3 things. So they need a virgin, the disco shiny like neon night amulet, and the Van Helsing journal.
Okay, well, they got the Van Helsing journal. Well, where's the amulet?
Inside of a wall.
Inside of a wall. Okay,
A stone one.
a stone one. Perfect.
So, the boys decide it's time to get ready.
Perfect.
The next thing that happens is Frankenstein is by the lake and Phoebe finds him. So she then shows him to the boys, and that's how they also find out that he's a good guy. So he kind of sort of joins their team. Like, he kind of is on the good guy team, kind of is on the bad guy team, kind of is on both teams. Like, he doesn't want to really make up his mind.
Okay.
So there's like this montage of like, now it's time to have the big fight. And the Rudy makes a wooden stake in shop class, and he makes the silver bullets in shop class by melting the Bobby's mom's silverware, which is going to be a pretty episode about that later.
Absolutely.
Although those spoons look like the ones that you get at Target, so they're probably not that expensive. So that's good news for her.
Okay.
Then the boys go to Dracula's house, where they try to fight Dracula, and Dracula is trying to protect the amulet, which this time it's green. The first time it's pink, and I thought, oh, it has to be the same color every time. Well, it doesn't. So apparently all that matters is that it's shiny.
Okay.
And Dracula chases him around the house, and the boys escape, though.
That's good.
So the boys run, and jump in a car, and the mummy chases them down to try and kill them. And Rudy shoots an arrow that gets caught on the mummy's wraps, and the mummy's head snaps off, and he dies.
Yikes.
So Dracula goes looking for the kids because he believes that they have the book, which is what he really wants. So the dad wants to defend them. So the dad fights Dracula. So Dracula ends up throwing dynamite at his car and blows him up. Then the dad radios the boy to make sure that he's okay. And Bobby tells him to meet him at town square.
And is that where the big showdown happens?
Yeah, where all of Dracula's brides get killed by Rudy.
How does he kill him?
With arrows from archery, of course.
Okay.
And the werewolf dies with the silver bullet.
Okay.
And the fishman dies with the regular guns. And we find out that the girl, Steve's sister, is not a real virgin, and she lied to everybody because she's a hoe.
Jeez.
So they have to use Phoebe, the little girl, and then we have the showdown of Dracula versus Frankenstein, and Dracula gets thrown onto, like, those fence posts that have the pointies on the top of them?
Yeah.
He gets thrown on top of one of those, and it stabs him all the way through his chest. And then they finally get the portal to open, and Dracula goes in there, and Frankenstein goes in there, but Phoebe really wants him to stay, so Phoebe gives Dracula her stuffed bunny, Fluff.
Fluff.
Yes, the stuffed bunny. And at the very end, the army shows up because Eugene had written them a letter asking them to please come and help, but it's too late because the Monster Squad had already defeated them. And the Monster Squad gives the army their business card.
Thanks for watching sheWIND.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you next time.